We not quite there yet, though. Shout out to Letitia James. We're going to spend 10 minutes on this. Not a minute more. Not a minute more. This is what I want y'all to tell me inside of the chat. I'm going to do an unofficial poll. Unofficial poll. Do you believe that Letitia James is going to go to jail for mortgage fraud? What they giving for mortgage fraud? They giving out for mortgage fraud. I know they had stiffened the penalties after two. Oh no, I didn't know it was that stiff. Oh, she got to go ahead and get her. She got to get her GoFundMe up on this one. Did y'all know the penalties? Did y'all know what you can get for mortgage fraud? A lot of y'all saying no, because she's an NY. Some people saying, yeah, she's cooked. Let me show y'all what they giving out for mortgage fraud. 30 years. Let me say that again for the people in the back. 30 up to, it could be up to 30 years. Federal mortgage fraud conviction individuals can face up to 30 years in prison and up to a $1 million fine, with the specific penalties depending on the details of the crime and the applicable laws. Now, obviously, I don't think that if she's ever gotten convicted, that she would even remotely face 30 years. But, dog, I did not know you can get up to 30. 3-0 for 30 years? Wow. Nah, dog. Let me know in the chat if y'all think that Letitia James is going to go to jail for mortgage fraud. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications.
The Trump administration accused New York Attorney General Letitia James of mortgage fraud. They've made a criminal referral to the Justice Department seeking federal prosecution. The Attorney General's office responded saying this: Attorney General James is focused every single day on protecting New Yorkers, especially as this administration weaponizes the federal government against the rule of law and the Constitution. She will not be intimidated by bullies, no matter who they are. Andrew Cherkasky joins me now. Is Trump playing his own form of lawfare in New York?
Well, I think they say people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
Right.
It's beyond ironic that the allegations that she's now facing stem from the...
On the low, he been holding on to that joke ever since they told him that he was coming on to the show to speak on Letitia James. People, how you say it again, babe? People who throw stones shouldn't live in a glass house. People, stones. You better watch your mouth, because I'll break your face. Have you running around talking to the Jake. You go against me, man. 50's album was so, I've been waiting for the day so long. It's 50. You know it's 50. That album, the Get Rich or Die Trying album, was so incredible. Anyways, let me get back to the show.
Exact same types of mortgage fraud or loan type fraud that Trump went through that incredible civil trial on, where he defended himself, and he said that those banks and those financial institutions that he dealt with had acknowledged and had their own fair opportunity to look into and do their research. The allegations against Letitia James are not quite as friendly to her, and they look quite damning. Now, the DOJ is going to start their investigation. That's going to take some time. I don't know how many resources they're going to put behind that, but if these allegations that are being put forth turn out to be true, she is going to be facing the same sort of bankruptcy and turning over of her assets to the state that Donald Trump had to through that trial.
Well, I've got a follow-on question for this. Do you remember the February meeting between Trump and Governor Hochul, New York Governor Hochul, over New York City's congestion tax? Well, the New York Post is reporting that Hochul threatened Trump over the measure. She referred to the appeal against his civil fraud case and told him, "I control the judges." Hochul is denying that report. But my question is, Is Trump still subject to that $480 million penalty?
They need to get
How's
rid
that
of
going to
that.
play out?
Well, that appeal has been going on forever at this point. It is well beyond the normal amount of time that the appeal courts.
How do you get mortgage fraud? You get mortgage fraud by basically putting false information well, I guess there's a lot of different ways you can get it, but you get mortgage fraud by putting a lot of false information on your application in order to get approved. And I know that they certainly tightened up the laws significantly, tightened up the laws significantly after the 2008 housing crisis, because, you know, they were basically letting all of these banks get away with it in order to get people approved to push through all of these applications and then resell them as tranches. And a tranche is basically a combination of subprime with prime and a whole bunch of mixes. And the worse off it is, the higher the risk, the more fees they got. And so the banks made a whole bunch of money. And so in order to prevent people from being able to take advantage of the system again, they tightened it up and they started giving harsher penalties. And so for example, Letitia James, they're saying that one of the things that she did was she listed her father as her husband in order to get approved for certain properties. And then they're also saying that she designated the property that she got, one of the properties she got approved of, as a four unit instead of a 5 unit, because if it was a 5 unit, it would be designated as commercial, and it would be a completely different set of criteria for her to get approved of. And so lots of finessing. And it's so funny because with her having a position that she has in New York and going after Trump for fraud, yet she was doing it on a much lower scale herself, is ironic. It is 100% ironic. So mortgage fraud is basically lying, blatant lying, intentionally lying, not messing up and saying, oh, I made 100,000 instead of 98,000 or something like that. It's putting your father as your husband on your mortgage application to get approved because you got a greater chance, knowing that you really don't qualify. So she was out there finessing.
Look at a case like this, and he is incurring interest in the amount of over $100,000 a day for that bond that he had to put up while the court slowly goes through it. Now, the Governor Hochul piece of it is, as of right now, kind of a he said, she said type of situation where she's denying that she said these things, but they sound like things that could be said, where she's leveraging her powers in the state to try to gain some sort of power or advantage in the negotiations that she's got with the White House. All of that's going to play out. I don't see that being a criminal matter at this moment. It's more political infighting between them. But I wouldn't poke the bear, and that bear is Donald Trump.
But I want to know, is Donald Trump ever going to have to pay $480 million?
Well, we're waiting to see what the appeal court says. But that's just the first layer of
But as we
appeal.
wait,
Somebody said all those rules are BS anyway. How are all of the rules BS? Do you know why they have rules? Rules are established as a result of somebody breaking the law or leveraging the system to absolutely cause what we know as a mortgage crisis and a housing crisis and a meltdown and an impending recession as a result of it. Listen, you can't say all of the rules are BS when we seen what happened in 2008. You can't say all of the rules is BS when we see what happened in 2008. How are the rules BS? Y'all don't believe in the rules? Y'all don't believe in the rules? I believe that also a lot of these people were banking on, 100% banking on Trump not getting back in office so that they can continue to do what they've been doing. And okay, Gone Postal 28, let me ask you a question. He says rules weren't BS when Trump was under fire. What was the rules? What rule did he break? What rule did he break? People don't even know. And, you know, unfortunately, we live in an era where you can just go and try to Google and try to figure something out. So they're going to throw some talking point that I'm going to absolutely decimate as a result on in a second. What rule did Trump break? Tell me. What rule did he break? Vonnie Willis is next too. I believe that also. What rule did Trump break? Do y'all know why they came up with that judgment of $480 million over there? Got nothing, do you? You don't even know. You're just getting your talking points from Roland Martin, huh? I got you, Dre, with the K. I'm about to read that super chat shortly. 2008 was the worst time ever. Worst time ever. Y'all don't even know what she convicted him for, do y'all? I don't even know. Don't even know whatsoever. Anyways, yeah, I think that she's going to definitely lose her job at the least. I'm not so sure that she would actually go to jail, but I think that she's going to lose her job, and I think that she needs to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law if it is true. And it is a very easy case to build against her if it is true that she did commit fraud anyway.